Alright, the next movie we're reviewing is The Last Exorcism, and it is seems as though the influence of Paranormal Activity and the Blair Witch Project really plays out here. They're ever present. And of course it was truly needed, it truly proved that the concept needed a makeover, and it did get just that. In 1973, when The Exorcist was released, it was the biggest horror film of all time, and I believe to this day it is still the highest grossing. The concept has been done to death since then, pretty much like every horror concept. This is no different, and the aspect of fake realism also in this film, like the two films I previously mentioned, may be present here, but yet I can't help but feel captivated at what feels like a surge of genuine emotion in this, quote, found footage, much like, the brilliant Blair Witch Project did some 11 years ago. The film begins with the history of a small town reverend named Cotton Marcus. Yes, that's his name. He's played by Patrick Fabian. And how he's been surrounded by religion from his birth, and he's been the minister at the same church for many, many years now. Now, Marcus is actually boisterous and energetic, and shows the control over his, I guess you say, congregation. And he's actually very convincing. I'm thinking that he is a real, preacher or priest, and it is only his job, it's his passion. That's why I like what really comes off in this role here. It didn't come off that way with Max von Sydow in The Exorcist. Granted, The Exorcist was a great movie, but it didn't come off in that character. Now, Marcus comes from a long lineage of exorcists, which is the heart of where the heart of the film lies. The Reverend has openly admitted that he has participated in hundreds of exorcisms, but none of them have truly been bouts with demonic possession. When he reads about a fatal exorcism, he realizes he has to expose the fraud for what it is, so he enlists a camera crew to follow him for a final expose. However, things quickly turn upside down when Marcus and the crew arrive at the Sweetser farm, where Nell, played by Ashley Bell, is believed by her family to be possessed by a demon. What we are left with is a horror film that spends quite a bit of time setting up the characters and story before everything is lost in the whole hailstorm. Now, you consider that The Last Exorcism only lasts 87 minutes. The story could alienate the audience and members quickly if you're looking for just quick and cheap thrills like you'd get with any other movie like Valentine's Day or whatnot. But for those patient, the payoff is worth every penny you spend on this film, and that is what I loved about it. They invest time in the characters, they invest time in the story, and it's just not another movie where we go, or where a girl can clutch onto you, and hey, she can do that in this movie too, so guys, let's go on to take them to. Now, part of the charm of this film is the found footage format, which of course has a nasty bit of habit of turning onlookers off, if anything else. Now, while The Last Exorcism doesn't break huge barriers like the other two previous films have, they never present the film as a true story, instead relying on the message that they leave to chill you, kind of like District 9. Additionally, there is an involving, score by Nathan Barr, and that is unusual for a film like this, but however, it somehow still fits for whatever reason. I didn't think it would. Tension and the score don't always foreshadow an immediate jump, and sometimes when the payoff comes when you're least expecting it, that makes it all the more better, and that's exactly what this film does. While again, new ground isn't broken, this movie has secured a PG-13 rating with a limited amount of changes. Speaks volumes to instill horror audience with a PG-13 rating. It's not easy. Now, another thing to that, also encapsulates this film is the involvement of Eli Roth, who of course directed the disgusting Hostel films. Here, he really puts it together and puts his ambition and the director's efforts here into this film. Now, I gotta say too that both the actors here are fantastic. Both the leads, both the girl and the priest, they are very, very, very good here. I cannot believe that they really hit a mark here. They really get you emotionally invested. They're convincing at what they are doing. It just doesn't come off as two actors trying to work off some cheap horror film. The Last Exorcism does show a lot of importance. Fabian's importance to this film as the priest is really well documented, and he's like the eye of the film, and yet the soul of it is the girl played by Ashley Bell. Her importance is just every bit as important as she gets the audience invested in her. Last Exorcism is a captivating film. I liked it a lot. I give it 4 stars out of 5.